Welcome back to DQP Does, the Drafty Quarters Podcast Network movie review show, where we still think the shark looks fake. With me this evening is my co-host, Russell.
Oh. Shane.
What?
I just want to let you know. You don't need roads when you have family.
Fuck you! Fuck you! Jesus Christ! We have somebody that isn't a douchebag, Dave.
Great Scott! It's me.
We got a special guest tonight, Nathan.
Ah! I thought the shark was gonna eat me. I did that to help with the sound.
No.
Probably didn't work.
I don't know. I heard it, so
Sorry, Barry.
just don't scream directly into the mic. It'll be all right.
Oh, don't do that.
Yeah. So this week we watched Back to the Future Part 2. 1989 PG, hour and 48 minutes. I thought it just changed. Like, I don't know. I saw a 9 and then it was an 8, and I was just like, fucking time movies fucking with the length of the movie while I'm looking at it. That's fucking weird.
It always changes time when you watch it.
Yeah.
Dude. Christopher Nolan could pull that off.
Oh my god.
Is he in this movie?
No.
So anyway,
I was getting us back on the train.
I just felt like sucking someone's dick for a minute. Go ahead.
Hey, Russell.
Not yours.
Synopsis? Oh god. Some time shit happens. They go to the future, and then they go to the past. Well, they go to the future, and then they go to the present. And then the present's fucked up because while they were in the future, somebody in the future went to the past and changed something. So when they leave the future, they go back to the present, which is 1985 in this case, and the present is different. And then they're like, "What happened, Marty?" And then
You piece of shit.
McFly. So then they go to the past again and fuck around back there and dump Biff in another pile of shit and then go back. They're gonna go back to the present, but there's the lightning storm that happens at the end of the last movie is happening again in the DeLorean while flying, because the DeLorean flies now as of the end of the first movie. Gets struck by lightning, and Doc disappears, and then a guy from Western Union shows up with a letter and gives Marty a 70-year-old letter in 1955. So from 1885, that Doc is alive, but in the past, and not to worry about him. But then Marty's like, only one man can help me now. And he runs up on 1955 Doc like 10 seconds after the other version of Marty goes back to the present. And that 1955 Doc passes out because he's like, you just left. And he's like, no, I did, but now I'm back. He's like, oh, great Scott, and falls over. That's the end of the movie. There's a lot of shit that happens in this. I just like laid out the timeline. I didn't say any of the fucking shit that happens.
Leah Thompson has huge boobs in this movie.
Yep.
So that happens.
Big
Thanks,
fake titties.
Which Marty can't stop looking at.
Yeah. He
Couldn't stop looking at him in the first one either.
Well,
so.
he got stuck in that, like, my mom is like hot in the 50s. This is gross. He got stuck in that frame of mind. Like,
And that's how
I
Marty
hold
became
that,
his own
like-
grandpa.
Like, I hold that fucking Back to the Future Part 1 and 2 are the reason that Pornhub is the way it is now.
That's the only reason.
It wasn't his stepmom, Shane.
No, I know. It's worse. They like the porn toned it down.
Oh, I didn't know Pornhub did that.
Counterpoint to what you're saying about Pornhub, obviously.
Got
Because
some
you mentioned
recommendations
porn,
for
so
you.
now we have to talk about that for a minute.
Okay.
I think it's actually due to the increasing rate of divorce
Did
in
you
our
already
country.
say this the other day?
Did I? Did I say it on the podcast?
I don't know
though?
if you said it on the podcast.
I wanted to make sure it got in on the podcast because I feel like
Okay.
it's a valid hypothesis.
I don't know. I don't really care. I just wish it would stop happening. Like I really want us to go back to the days of the plumber and the fucking pizza guy and like cheating on your wife with your secretary or your boss or whatever, you know, like that's as taboo as I want it. I don't need it to be like your sister or your horse or anything. I don't need any of
Definitely
that.
not a horse.
Not into that stuff.
Step
Glad
horse,
it's not
help
on my
him drunk.
Pornhub search. Thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stop getting caught in like washers and dryers.
That's
Fuck.
real
Yeah,
dumb.
be careful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, what sort of weird pseudo rape thing? Like, I don't fucking.
Dude, I don't
get
fucking
that.
know either. And it's always so stupid. I'm stuck in this open window. What the fuck?
That they're clearly not stuck in.
Like, are your titties like hooked onto the fucking handle for the lock? Like,
Have you seen the meme where
yes.
Pooh Bear is stuck and he's like, "Piglet, help! I'm stuck. Piglet, what are you doing?"
Stuck in the honey jar?
Yeah, he's stuck.
Yeah.
Well, he's stuck in when he gets stuck in that hole.
Stop,
Oh,
step
the
pig.
whole episode
Stop.
is yeah.
I've seen the like TikTok or Vine or YouTube, whatever. I'm too old.
Vine doesn't exist
You
anymore,
sounded
bud.
really old saying all that. The TikTok Vine.
Whatever.
Dude, you can say something that was popular on the internet 2 years ago and sound old.
Yeah, I know.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
Vine.
Yeah.
I was Vine famous.
Wow.
I was trending for
We have
like
a
a week.
celebrity on our show.
Congratulations, Dave.
Thanks.
Did
As
you
can
get a
see,
Vine
it's-
award?
Yeah, I didn't get a Vine award.
You should have kept it going. Rolled it over into YouTube famous,
Yeah.
so you can make money.
Or
Could have been a
TikTok.
TikToker.
Anyway, it's basically like just the setup for all the porn, but like the brother just helps his sister out. He like helps her get out of the laundry,
Yep.
out of the washer,
Yep.
and like helps her with the laundry. He like gets her hand out of the sink and gets her fucking ring out, and like
I would watch that.
it's really funny because it like totally sets it up, and then it's like he just like helps her. It's like, huh? Well,
She keeps trying to get stuck in stuff.
anyway, back to the Future.
Yeah, I didn't like this one enough to not talk about it. So,
Yeah, go ahead.
okay.
Shit on it.
This movie's not very good.
I disagree.
It
Same.
comparatively to the first one.
That I somewhat agree.
So I have two issues. One is a primary issue that spans across the entire movie. And then I have a secondary issue, which I don't like the way they explain something. My primary issue with the movie is there's no feeling to this movie. Like there's no heart. It very much comes off like, hey, we made a big hit. Let's do it again. Whereas like the first one, you really feel like Marty. Like you like he's experienced it's a little weird. Some of it's weird with his mom, but he like wants to see his dad be a better person and like stand up for himself, and there's so much fucking raw gut nerve feeling in the first movie that like when I was watching this I was like, the next time someone tells me Back to the Future 2 is better than Back to the Future 1 or the best one, then like they need kicked in the sack, because like the first one fucking gets deep in the feels.
How many people have told you that?
I've heard it a lot, actually.
It's just been like a general consensus.
Because like I hear it a lot.
I've never heard that.
People are like, yeah, fucking sequels. What? There are no sequels that are better than the first one. They're like Godfather 2 and Back to the Future Part 2.
Which
no to both of those.
Yeah, I know.
As we've discovered.
Godfather 2,
Terminator 2, I will say yes.
And Terminator 2. What, Shane?
No, Godfather 2 was crap compared to the first one.
Not at all. They're both great, but I think 2's better.
When was the last time you watched them?
A couple years ago.
Oh, okay.
With my grandpa.
The third one is fucking...
The third one's not great.
Yeah.
Third one's not great.
Third one was real bad.
But anyway,
But
there's a thing that I want to tack on to what you just said.
yeah.
And it was something that I noticed from the very beginning, because we have this huge change in the cast where Jennifer is changed over to Elizabeth Shue, which I thought was going to be a big deal, but then she's like literally not even in the fucking movie, so I don't know why it mattered. Like that girl literally just like had pneumonia or something the week they were shooting her scenes, or like, you know, she was on a game show or on a cruise, like literally like a 2-day commitment, you know, whatever it was. It literally was just like, we have to shoot you these 2 days and you can't show up. I don't know what actually happened. Nathan, you might, but like literally like less than 5 minutes of screen time in an almost 2-hour movie.
I mean, I'm okay with it.
No, I love Elizabeth Shue.
Fucking awesome.
I love Elizabeth Shue. But that also makes me kind of disappointed that she wasn't in it more. But that's not the point here. The point is they had to reshoot that beginning scene, okay? And from that moment on, it felt like Michael J. Fox and fucking, goddammit, what's his fuck?
Christopher
Lloyd were acting like they were acting like the characters that they were supposed to be.
Yeah.
Because, like, the beginning felt really like, hey, we just got to get through this part. We've already done it once. This is what I said. This is kind of how I said it. So I'll kind of do it like that again.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, the rest of the movie felt like that.
I think there's some real credence to that, because the thing that I loved in the first movie was about Michael J. Fox's performance was like how believable and relatable he was.
Yeah.
And how just like dedicated to the role he was. He didn't feel stilted. He didn't feel like off. Like it felt great. Like there's so much feeling to the first movie. And this
Marty in the second one is a caricature of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Like all of the feeling was gone.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like, so like I think that's a really good way to put it.
I completely agree. If you asked Dave when he was like 10, he'd be like, yeah, part 2's the best.
Yeah.
But now watching them for the first time in a long time, the first one is definitely better.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's weird, right? Because like the first one, I was excited to watch this one because the first one feels like it's just so much setup for a universe that they're creating. And then this one was just like tried to expand on that universe, which was cool in theory. And I like the stuff with fucking Biff traveling back and giving the almanac. Like I like the general idea of the story, minus the discrepancies that I haven't talked about yet.
Yeah.
But like I like that idea, seeing Biff as like the rich millionaire, and like all the little stuff they put in on how he could have ruined the local area, I thought was really good. Like that was entertaining, that was great. But like it just doesn't have any fucking heart. Like the most heart it has is where Marty's trying to talk to his mom about standing up to Biff, and even then like he's still just such a caricature of him, the character in the first movie that it doesn't even come across the same way it does in the first movie.
Yeah. Plus, like, Leah Thompson has no believable ounce of reaction in, like, the whole part that she's in that part.
She didn't give a fuck about doing the sequel.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, in the first one, she's, like, on point.
Yeah.
And, like, for the time, what they did with like incorporating the scenes from the first movie was really good.
Yeah.
But you can see some of the static.
Yeah.
From where the scenes are playing on some sort of green screen or just inserted or something.
So it's like, I don't know. I don't remember exactly how they did it, but it's like, some kind of like double exposure kind of thing.
Yeah.
And you can tell like all the stuff is like extra light around it, or the thing that is moving is extra light.
Yeah.
You know, so like some of the effects they did with the DeLorean, there's background that you can really kind of see, it looks bad because it's like it's like washed out.
Yeah.
Versus the background, and then the parts where there's two Michael J. Fox on the screen at the same time, like during the stage scene.
Yeah.
And he's like climbing in the background.
Yeah.
The foreground is like super washed out, and it's just like has to do with the technique they used. I mean, it's great for 1985.
Yeah, it still looks
or
pretty good.
1989. It looks good.
Yeah. And
But-
and I'm sure this is one of the first instances of this happening. Like I don't remember
I don't know.
anything that came before it. That
It's kind of like the different colored book being the key to open the secret door
yeah.
in Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just the way the effect was done at the time.
Yeah.
And I mean, it looks good for how old it is. And it's, you know, they did what they could.
Also, watching this, I realized that Endgame is just Back to the Future 2 with Marvel characters.
And RDJ doesn't try to fuck his dad.
Yeah.
Or his dad doesn't try to fuck him, I guess would be the proper way to put it.
So you
True.
guys talked a little bit about Elizabeth Shue, you know,
Yeah.
playing that role, but you guys didn't talk about Crispin.
No, Crispin Glover. But that, like, again, that character is like hardly in it. And like the big parts that he was in were from the other movie.
Yes. Why?
Because everyone hated him. So he wasn't in the sequel.
What was the real reason he wasn't in the movie, though?
I don't remember.
Glover and producers did not come to a financial agreement for him to
money.
reprise the role of George McFly in Back to the Future Part 2, 1989.
Yeah, I
This
was
is straight
gonna-
from IMDb. Check this out. The producers brought the character back to life by splicing together archive footage and new scenes using an actor and a prosthetic makeup. Glover, who had not given permission for his likeness to be used, sued the film's producer, Steven Spielberg, and won. The case prompted the Screen Actors Guild Award, to devise new regulations about the use of characters' images.
Yeah.
That's pulled straight out of Dave's corner.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I wasn't going to mention it, but yeah, I was going to.
Oh, I'd seen your reactions to it because I knew
Right
that
on.
kind of about the movie, but I wasn't exactly sure, so I actually just went to IMDb because
I forgot about the likeness stuff, but
Yeah.
I we had talked about
Well-
that before at some point, I think.
when we were watching the movie, I was like, is that Chris? That's not him.
It's-
And
yeah,
then they
it's
show him
not.
from the back, you know, and he does the wave to Marty because you're getting everything. Because I like how they did all those scenes, like of
Yeah.
the dance. The dance is my favorite part because how they still had everything going on,
Right.
and Marty's trying to hide from everybody.
Yeah.
and I really like that shit. So I
They actually-
apologize if that ruined the corner.
No worries. I got more.
That's good.
I'll throw this one now. That whole storyline with him being dead,
Oh yeah.
with George McFly being dead, is because he refused to do the sequel.
Yeah.
So they just wrote that.
Okay.
Nice. Okay, I didn't know that.
Right around. That's actually, I think that is one of the better parts of the movie. Although I do wish the graveyard scene would have been done better.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna
Yeah.
say like I don't know,
Yeah.
Michael J. Fox was real unconvincing, be like,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
It would have been better if he would have been able to come to terms and done the movie
No.
because I feel like if they'd have had like Marty go back and be like, what happened between you and mom? Like that would have been a really
Yeah.
great scene
Yeah. Yeah.
that we missed out on.
Yeah.
And talking about what you guys were talking about earlier about how everything felt off, I didn't realize how off it felt until now. And then, yeah, that was kind of like the whole premise of the movie was obviously rushed because it's like, we're going to go back and talk about your kids. And it's like, you could have came up with a way better story than that
Yeah.
Yeah.
to go
Or
to the future.
at least, like, I don't hate the reasoning, but it just made it goofy. I liked the hoverboard scene being a recreation of him on the skateboard from the first movie.
Yep.
That is amusing. But it just felt goofy and cheesy instead of like homaging or like being real. Like I don't know. It just
Is that because? So we talked about this during the Cyberpunk stuff. Sorry to bring this up to everybody that wasn't into the whole like 16 months of Cyberpunk, but
Yeah.
the movies that we didn't like very often had poor prediction of future technology. Right. So is that part of why like it was so cheesy and dumb? Like, because like some of the shit in that was just like
because they went so far over the
stupid.
top.
Yeah.
Because you're looking at 89, and they only went
30.
26 years into the future.
Yeah, 26 years from the date of the movie, but from in the movie it was still 30 years. But yeah.
So while the technology boom was grand and ridiculous,
Yeah.
I don't really understand why they thought we'd have flying cars. But that's not, you'd have to talk to somebody from the 80s, and that was a futurist. So like that's usually lost on me. But because even now when stuff takes place in like 2060 and 2075, it's like flying cars, and I'm like, I doubt it, but okay. Sure. I think that is part of it on why it felt so goofy and cheesy, because they went so far over the top.
Yeah.
But also, what they did was they just like made the 80s more extreme.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't even like a prediction of changes. It was just
let's just keep going in this direction.
Yeah. What if this direction like got exploded with a fashion bomb?
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Yeah, they only went forward a year. They basically went into the 90s.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Extreme.
We also know that hoverboards don't work on water.
Yeah.
Unless you got power.
It makes absolutely no sense. But
Biff's son is fucking annoying. I hate him.
Yeah, I didn't remember him being like that.
Yeah, like I don't know. Like Biff in the first movie is like a believable villain bully guy, and he's obnoxious. And in this one, like
but Griff, no.
Yeah, but Griff is just like a fucking what?
So I actually that was probably the best part of this movie though, was Tom Wilson, because he played like 6 fucking roles.
Yeah.
And they were all great.
Yeah, he really got a chance to shine.
Like, we hated Griff, but like it was well done.
Yeah.
Right. Like it wasn't because he acted it poorly. It was just because it was a weird character and he was also a dickhead. So it's really easy
it's not
to hate
his
him.
fault. I don't like the character.
But it gets better. That's the next one's even better.
Yeah.
Because you got Griff, Biff, and then Buford. And we don't even get to see the Biff, Griff in between, like because there's a dad there. You know what I mean? Because Griff is his grandson.
Yeah.
What other fucking stupid ass name did they have? Like
Diff?
That's what I was thinking for a second. Jiff? He was a real peanut buttery guy? Like, I want to know.
Dude, I don't know.
It's Jiff.
Buford's my favorite, but I mean, obviously we're not there yet.
Yeah.
Next week.
I did love how much this movie set. So as much as I like for a movie to just be a thing and like be able to watch it one off, I do always enjoy when there are tie-ins, and I do think that for the most part, except for the ending, ending set aside, I thought that this movie did really well peppering in where it was going, because like Doc says, in the first movie, Doc says he always wanted to go back. Well, he wants to go to the future, but he also mentioned something about going
Wild West.
to the Wild West. And in this movie, he says it again, but he elaborates on it a little bit more. And then you see Buford in a clip where they're talking about the Tannins, like family history or whatever.
That also when he's having problems with the clock shorting out in the, I don't remember what he calls it, but basically the setting shorts out in the DeLorean, it flashes 1885.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, they seeded it. They seeded all three movies throughout all three movies, or at least the first two so far.
Yeah, and most storyline like flows, like they don't have a lot of inconsistency, except for the part that you guys are going to eventually talk about.
Yeah, I think we're there.
Segue.
Go for it, Russell. Tear it all down.
Wait.
Segue!
Is that still? Can we go back and do that?
Yeah,
again?
we can
'Cause
always
was
do that. You're always more than welcome to just scream segue, even if we're not segueing.
Yeah, well, we're talking about something else.
I'll just pretend I'm on a segue.
Fuck it.
I didn't know that was a
Eagleton
thing.
had 400 Segways they had to sell when they merged with Pawnee.
Because Pawnee citizens couldn't afford to use the segways.
No, because
Eagleton was broke, dog.
yeah, Eagleton was broke.
Oh yeah, Eagleton goes broke.
Drools, Pawnee rules.
It's true.
Truth.
Anyway,
Yeah, Lafayette. Anyway.
Yep.
So okay, when we're in the future,
yeah,
so Doc even breaks it down. You have the future, 1985, and the past. So when we're in the future, Biff travels back and gives the almanac that Marty bought that Doc threw away to his younger self back in 1954? 55.
Yep.
Back in 1955. But nothing changes in the future when Biff comes back.
Right.
Which, like, at first I'm like, okay, maybe it wouldn't be instantaneous. It depends on perspective. But then when
they go back to 1985 and they drop Jennifer off.
They end up in Doc's workshop, and Doc explains it as if it would be instantaneous.
Yeah,
And
basically the concern that Marty has is that they're going to leave her in this alternate version of 1985.
Yeah.
And what Doc says is that Einie, the dog, Einstein, and Jennifer will never experience this 1985 and never remember it because it will instantaneously change. If they fix it, it'll instantaneously change from this 1985 to their original 1985. Is what he says.
Yeah. So then Doc goes on to explain, and he draws it out as if they're creating a variant timeline diverging from the original timeline instead of changing the timeline.
Can't fuck with the sacred timeline.
Yeah. So then the rest of the movie goes on to contradict everything that he says.
Yep.
Which is okay as long as he says, I might not know how this works or something like that, but he's fucking sure.
Yeah.
He's like, no, this is how fucking time works. This thing I just learned about 3 days ago. Because that's another thing I want to point out. All of this takes place inside of like 2 weeks for these guys.
That's true.
So
yeah.
this is fucking exhausting.
The worst part, I think, is that the proof of him being wrong comes before him saying it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, Biff goes back, changes the past, comes back to the future, to the same future.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, then they leave, and their past is different. And so if he left and went to 1955 and changed something,
Mm-hmm.
then it's already different.
Yeah.
So then he goes back to his future, which should not exist anymore. And they even say that. Where they go back to 1985, and that 1985 is different, and Doc's like, no, we can't just go back to the future and stop Biff, because that future is this past's future.
Yeah.
And we can't go to our original future. He says that.
Yeah.
So, like, if Biff went back to 1955 and changed it, he couldn't go back to the same future that Marty and Doc were in.
Rendering Marty and Doc stuck in the alternate timeline.
That's
or
the other
erased.
thing, is that he draws out alternate timelines as though the original timeline still exists, but you can't access it from the alternate timeline unless you go back to the point or before it diverges.
Yeah.
So if somebody is in the alternate 1985 and you go back and stop it from happening, they don't transfer to the original timeline. They cease to exist.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
So like the explanations of that whole scene where they explained everything there, just none of it makes sense.
Yeah.
None of it works with how they've done time travel through all the other movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because even in the first movie, they're going back to change the past so that the future or the present continues to happen, and it's slowly changing, right? Because he has the photo.
Yeah.
So it's never been instantaneous. From the beginning of the first movie, it's never
That's
been
true.
instantaneous.
Yeah. Right.
And then in the middle of the second movie, he's like, it's instantaneous, even though 5 seconds ago it didn't even work like that at all. And the whole first movie was completely different, and it took a fucking week for your sister to disappear.
God damn it, Morty.
So I'm under the impression that
Marty.
Doc can't explain to Marty why he's a piece of shit mathematically if he doesn't understand how his time doesn't work.
Yeah.
I know I didn't get a chance to talk about this, and I'm a week behind, but I really love that whole clock tower setup that they have in the first movie with the wind-up car and how it shows how everything's going to work.
Yeah, the
I wanted to
model.
get that out there because I didn't get a chance to.
I didn't have time to develop this to scale.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because at first you're just like, oh, okay. Wait, what? Why would he make it at scale?
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, so I never really put that much thought into it. I just accept the movie for the way it is. You
Yeah,
just blew my
same.
fucking mind, and
Same.
my childhood's trash, so thanks.
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay. It happens a lot. Shitty childhood, I guess.
It's okay. Nathan and I are going to cry about our childhood after this.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you shit on the third one this bad, I don't know if I can be here for it. Because, goddamn it, that's my favorite fucking one.
I haven't seen that one in a really long
Me
time.
either, dude.
But-
I haven't seen any of these in a long time. Because, like, the first one, there was like a whole section in the middle where I was like, I don't remember any of this. And then this one, I was like, I forgot they went back into the past. I was like, wait,
too.
how does
Yeah.
how do they get?
I watched this
the
movie so
thing-
many times.
The
Like,
thing with Griff going into the shit thing, that's not Griff, that's Biff. How the fuck does that happen? And then they go back to the past, and I was like, oh fuck, wait a minute, what?
It's like the best reoccurring thing in the whole movie, like the
Yeah.
whole set of movies.
No, I mean it's good. I love the plot of this movie. I just wish that they had gotten their consistency correct, and that like Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd gave a fuck about this movie. Like, because it just does not feel like they gave a shit. And
Yeah,
they're
I
in
agree with
a
that.
lot.
I didn't like. Yeah, I guess I got that a little bit from the second one.
Yeah, no, the first one they totally cared.
and I agree with everything Russell said. Like, I think he nailed it. Like, that movie had heart.
yeah,
You know, and like everything with his dad, and then
Dude,
like him inspiring him to be like that book writer. Like, George, you got to do this stuff, and
Yeah.
like giving him some backbone.
yeah.
Like, I love that
Fucking-
aspect of the movie.
I feel like the only person that showed up for this movie was Tom Wilson. Everybody else was like,
It was like the only job he ever had. So
hey man, he fucking
That's
knocked
true.
it out of the park.
yeah, dude.
Yeah,
I mean,
he
if he's
did.
still living off royalties, I don't think so because his IMDb picture was black and white. But nonetheless, it's not always true.
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's talk about Flea.
Yeah, Flea's in this.
Flea did great.
Wait,
Like from
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Chili Peppers?
Yeah, he's
God damn it, guys! He's
Needles?
in all three of these fucking movies.
oh shit, he is Needles. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah,
Fuck.
he is literally Marty's Biff. And if they would have made him related to the Biff thing, that would have been good. But they
Yeah.
didn't even take that route. So we'll just say it went from like Biff to Needles to Griff because that makes the most sense. Like they could have made something happen there.
Yeah.
Like and they could have made a joke about how he favors his mom because everyone else looks like, you know, Tom Wilson.
yeah.
Like they could have done something there.
I totally forgot that was Flea.
So it would have worked out if he was Biff's son and Griff's dad.
Yes.
Like the
Like,
timing.
did
for
you
the
like the whole
children.
thing where like Marty's playing the guitar, but he sucks real bad
Yeah.
Yeah.
because his
he's
hand
just
don't
like-
work no good?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that was why, but
I think it is.
Yeah,
No,
that's,
he
they
did-
literally talk about it.
Yeah.
Not since the accident.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
since the
that
accident.
had fucked
Yeah.
up his hand.
I thought you were talking about
But they
the
never allude
Parkinson's.
to that accident. Well, they allude to it, but they never tell you why
Yeah.
in this one. But you understand.
Did he
it
start
at
having
the end of the
tremors
third-
during?
No, because
Okay.
they understood it at the end of the third movie. That's the reveal. Because the whole thing, Marty's learning that he can't go off the handle because someone's calling him yellow or chicken or whatever.
Right.
Like the whole premise of the movie is just is also the self growth of Marty
yeah. Yes.
becoming not a little bitch.
Yeah. Okay.
One day Morty will become not a little bitch.
Yeah, when he becomes Rick.
No, I
Oh,
mean,
jeez.
evil Morty already is not a bitch.
Oh, gee, Rick.
Nah, man.
Yeah.
Tom Wilson is like still working, guys.
Oh, yeah. What's he done?
He's been in pretty much every TV show ever.
Oh,
Fair enough.
As
let's
an
see,
extra?
like
was he in Supernatural?
he was in House and Boston Legal and Bones and Ghost Whisperer and he was in that Informant movie. He was in Psych. Did some Family Guy. He did a bunch of
He was
video
probably
games
Biff and Family Guy.
yeah, I was getting ready
Yeah.
to say that.
in Family Guy. First Step. So he's probably literally a step that like is making fun of Peter or something. I don't know.
First Step's a doozy. God dang it, I hate that show.
Melissa and
I hate
Joey.
Seth MacFarlane.
What the fuck show is that?
Melissa Joan Hart and Joey Lawrence did a show together.
Okay.
Millennial nostalgia.
Franklin
Yeah.
and Bash.
Blossom and Clarissa explains it all.
He's just in tons of stuff. He does a lot of like voice acting. He was on The Ranch. He was in School of Rock. He was on Workaholics, the Training Day TV show that I didn't know existed.
They
So
They also had a Lethal Weapon TV show that sucked.
It wasn't that bad.
Yeah, they had to replace the dude.
Yeah, that was weird.
I watched like a couple
Who did they
episodes.
replace it with?
I don't remember.
Sean William Scott?
Oh,
Do you-
yes.
Do
Yeah.
you remember that TV show that had Scott Speedman in it? And they were
Underworld.
car thieves? It's a TV show.
Not Underworld.
It ran for like a season.
It probably sucked.
It was basically like a Fast and the Furious TV show.
About motorcycles?
BMX
No,
Bandits.
It was about cars. They
I
were
don't
like
know what
car
Dave
thieves.
said.
But then they
What?
ended up working for like the FBI. I don't remember.
Yeah, I know what you're
called.
talking about. It sucked too.
She's in NCIS.
Oh, there's a staple.
Which one? What city was
no,
it
it's
in?
just regular NCIS.
Oh.
The good NCIS.
He
It's
was
not Criminal Minds,
He
huh?
was in 9 episodes of Legends of Tomorrow.
Does he play Biff?
No,
Dude, that would be
It would kind
awesome.
of make sense in that. but
I would have gone back and finished Legends of Tomorrow because Legends of Tomorrow sucks.
he was Henry Haywood.
All right, look, long and
Oh.
short of it, those guys obviously had a better career than I thought.
Yeah.
But he's not in Criminal Minds or Supernatural?
Well, I'm going back.
Oh, okay.
We don't know if he wasn't in Supernatural yet.
Oh no, he wasn't because
Shane would have known.
Yeah,
wouldn't
I
he?
would've been
Like he'd have been like, "Bing, yep, that guy was in Supernatural."
I wish Crispin Glover would have been in Supernatural.
He wouldn't give them his likeness rights.
He should have
Probably
played. He should have played their dad in an alternate timeline.
Oh God,
That would be great.
he was in Titus. Do you guys remember Titus?
Dean could have
oh God, is that the comedian that
Yeah,
always
Chris
talked about
Titus.
his dad?
been. Yeah.
Yeah,
Christopher
Yeah.
Titus show.
Titus was awesome. He just made a 9/11 joke too soon.
yeah. Wasn't it like the day after?
No, it was.
If it was Titus,
2 years later,
yes.
I think.
He was in Nash Bridges. I'm
So was
going
Stone
way
Cold.
back now. Freaks and Geeks.
So is Seth Rogen.
He was in 6 episodes of Freaks and Geeks. That makes a lot of sense, actually.
Wasn't Freaks and Geeks like 12 episodes?
Is he someone's dad?
No,
I feel like he's someone's
he's
dad.
a coach.
Oh, he's a coach.
Yeah, Coach Ben Fredericks.
So he was also Biff in Freaks and Geeks.
Yeah,
Yep.
basically.
No, pretty much. Why is it PE coaches are such dicks in shows?
Because they're PE coaches.
Yeah, okay. You want to know one show where they're not? Hold on. You want to know one show they're not?
What?
That Hot Teacher show with Cameron Diaz, because Jason Segel plays the gym coach, and he wasn't a dick in that.
He probably showed his dick, though.
What?
Jason Segel.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Bad Teacher?
Yeah.
I don't think I ever watched that.
I did. It was
I'm
funny.
not a huge Cameron Diaz fan.
You should have seen her early work. That was a porn joke.
Wait, she did porn?
Clear your internet searches, Dave.
I gotta go, guys. Later.
See you later, buddy. Have fun.
I got things to do.
Obviously, you've never seen America's Sweethearts. That shit was hilarious.
America's Sweethearts is pretty funny.
Yeah.
I liked her in The Mask.
Oh, yeah.
Where out of movies I enjoyed her in.
Fair enough. Okay. That's about all she did anyway.
Man.
Except there's something about Mary.
I don't like Something About Mary.
Did you like the Charlie's Angels movies?
No.
The first one was good because I like Drew Barrymore.
Hey, Crispin Glover.
And Crispin Glover was in that movie because he was the Thin Man.
Brought it back around.
My favorite Crispin Glover is the movie called At River's Edge with the very young Keanu Reeves. Crispin Glover basically plays just a dude on speed the entire... he's just speeding super hard the whole movie.
Probably was, actually.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
super method.
Keanu also knows about speed.
He does know
when
about
he was
speed.
super young.
He's not into speed.
Dude.
He slowed way down. No?
I
So stupid.
somebody somewhere is gonna get that joke and die in their car.
Can we
Die laughing.
both? I mean,
I
they're
don't know
gonna
if it's
laugh
funny
while they
anymore,
die.
man. Oh.
Well, this killed the mood.
That
Yeah,
was
thanks.
a fair amount of awkward silence.
All right, cool. We can
we can-
continue.
Make it more awkward if you want.
Yeah, let's go to the corner.
Oh, we going to the corner?
Hold on, I'm interested in the awkwardness. Were you gonna say something like, "Let's take a moment"?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. I love you, Dave.
Love you too, buddy. We going to the corner, though?
I wish you weren't so awkward, bud.
We weren't so fucking awkward, bud.
Me too, bud.
You.
All right. This is weird. Pack up your mics. We're going to the corner.
I thought I could be awkward.
Oh my god. You mind if I stay there this week? It's fucking weird over here.
Please stay in the corner. Welcome to Dave's Trivia Corner, where the point of this corner is for you to go, huh, neat.
My dad
Boom.
stood me in the corner for 3 hours once.
Last week.
I don't know where this
Last
story's
week I
going,
almost stood
guys.
him in the corner for 3 hours.
All right. According to Michael J. Fox, he found out there was going to be a sequel to Back to the Future when he watched the VHS version and the words "to be continued" were added at the end. He immediately called his agent to make sure he was going to be in the sequel.
Sounds about right.
Huh. You know, it's almost like he was the Tom Holland of his generation.
Yeah, kind of.
Oh, I mean, I feel like he's universally cast as the 80s Spider-Man, right? Is always Michael J. Fox.
No, that's accurate, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That would have been awesome.
First film appearance by Elijah Wood. He plays one of the 2 video game boys to whom Marty speaks in the
Holy
diner
shit.
near the start of the film. I didn't realize that either.
How did we fucking miss that?
This movie just got a 0.5 added to it.
So it's a 0.5?
We'll get there. This isn't Tenet. I'm not giving it away at the beginning.
What's a tenant?
You'll have to listen to the episode.
No.
Okay.
But yeah, I didn't realize that either. I'm like, oh shit, there was like a bug-eyed kid there.
I thought it was Daniel Radcliffe.
I mean, Daniel Radcliffe.
Time travel.
No, Elijah Wood was the Daniel Radcliffe of the 80s, 90s.
Yeah. That one we already discussed. Same with
about
that
right
one.
the age for 2015, right?
The ledge in the clock tower that Doc broke in Back to the Future is still broken in 2015.
They fucking changed all that glass and they didn't fix the fucking
Didn't
ledge
fix the
underneath.
I got another one. Filmed at the same time as Back to the Future Part 3, 1990.
Yeah.
It was claimed at the time that in 4 years since Back to the Future 1985 was made, Michael J. Fox had forgotten how to ride a skateboard. However, motor skills are not so easily lost as in riding a bicycle, and Michael J. Fox has since stated that this was an early symptom of his Parkinson's disease, although the medical diagnosis was not made till 1991.
Oh, they knew in 91.
Holy shit. Yeah, we were talking about that while we were watching the movie when he started to show like symptoms and stuff. So it's like back
Right
in
around
the fucking
there.
80s.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I know it didn't affect his career until Spin City. That's why he leaves Spin City and they replace him with Charlie Sheen.
Yeah.
After Biff gets his cane stuck in the DeLorean upon returning to 2015, he starts to thrash around in pain, apparently having a hard time from the exertion. Robert Zemeckis has stated that Biff was experiencing the same thing Marty did at the dance in the first movie, fading out of history. The idea was that by going back in time to give the sports almanac to his younger self, Biff had somehow altered his own future so that he no longer existed in the year 2015. According to script drafts, Biff's wife, Marty's mother, had shot and killed the abusive Biff in 1996. A deleted scene of the DVD extras makes this much clearer as we actually see Biff vanish.
That'd have been cool.
Yeah, that would have made like our whole bitch about all of that be just a tiny bit better.
Guys, I have it on DVD. We can go back and watch the extras and deleted scenes.
Oh, dude, let's do it.
I'm a big fan of directors not having to have to explain their movie afterwards.
Yeah.
Then you don't like David Lynch.
Well, that's explaining for a different reason. That's usually explaining because the audience didn't get it. It's still there.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the pieces are usually there. We're just too fucking stupid.
I got one more.
Yep.
Griff's Pitbull hoverboard was originally to be called Mad Dog to foreshadow his character in Back to the Future Part 3.
So why they change it? It doesn't say.
No, it doesn't say.
Oh, that's
What the
unfortunate.
fuck?
Sorry, that wasn't a very good one.
That would have. Well, I mean, it's a good one if like you could find the explanation because like that would. I feel like that would tie together really nicely.
Yeah.
And they just changed it. Like I don't see why they would change it unless there was a good reason to.
Mad Dog 2020.
Mad Dog 2015.
He was talking about the alcohol.
Yeah, I know. I was just giving him shit.
You can buy it at your local Village Pantry.
It's gotten more expensive now.
Not sponsored. Do you drink it?
No, I mean, I've seen it recently.
Okay.
Actually, that's not true. Like a year ago, 2 years ago, we played a show and I wanted to have a gimmick. And we decided the gimmick was we're all going to drink a bottle of Mad Dog during our set.
And then you realized you were old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to drink a bottle and a half of Mad Dog in a 25-minute set. I almost died.
Yeah, that's a. I didn't drink it until I was already too old to drink it. Like I was like, I've always heard about this stuff. I wonder what it's like. And I bought like a bottle and I was like, oh, fuck off. This is terrible.
It's not great.
No.
I grew up poor. I was a poor teenager. I purchased alcohol. I didn't purchase alcohol as a teenager. But I took a sip of Mad Dog 2020 and was like, nope, not that poor.
What's the statute of limitations on contributing to the delinquency?
7
Gonna
years.
guess 5 years.
Mm.
Or because our judicial system is so fucked and there's a statute of limitations on things like, I don't know, rape and pedophilia, there probably isn't one on contributing to
You're probably right.
the
So
delinquency of
someone-
minors.
someone bought us all our liquor when we were like in late high school. And I had a job, so like I would give them money, and then they would buy booze for us to have parties at my friend's house. And I sometimes drank with them.
And sometimes drank Mad Dog.
No,
okay.
I had a job, so I was like, I bought like D&D stuff and video games and booze. So it was like, I was like, I can afford real booze.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't like, yeah, give me that top shelf shit, but I was like, I don't need Kamchatka either. I'm a teenager. I can afford like some fucking flavored vodka or some shit. At least get some Bacardi rum. That stuff's terrible. Don't drink it. But like when you're a kid, you drink like the raspberry Bacardi.
Also on that note, we do not endorse underage drinking.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure I'm real fucking stupid compared to how I could have been if I didn't drink all the time when I was 18 to 34.
Same, same. I was a late drinker though.
God damn, I'm glad I didn't drink a lot when I was a teenager, else I'd be really fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Nathan,
kills the brain cells.
you're smart to me, buddy.
I don't know if that's saying much.
I mean, you're right, but I'm sad.
I didn't drink a lot when I was a teenager, so
It wasn't like until I was out of high school. It was weird. Like a lot of people I
drink
know.
a lot as an
Same.
adult, but
Yeah.
I've never had. No, I have tried Mad Dog. And then like Boone's Farm. That was another one that sat there. That melon one wasn't bad.
I never really got into Boone's Farm. We used to buy it for the parties at Bill from Indies, but like it was mostly random people drinking it.
Yeah. Well, you always get people that like show up with no alcohol, the shitty alcohol.
Yeah.
Dave's drinking corner.
Oh, we can have
we're
that
still
too.
in the corner.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Some Mike's Hard and some smeared off triple black. Let's go.
Do you have more trivia?
I could probably think of some more if.
I didn't know if you had more.
If you were
if
done.
I was just asking.
We like
Oh.
hard tangented while we were still in the corner. So
No, I said that was the last one. But I could
okay.
come up with something else.
I couldn't hear you over Mad Dog 2020. Calling my name. No, it doesn't at all, actually.
Sometimes it calls my name.
Are you gonna find another one? Or are we done?
Oh, okay. I'll do another one. Screw it.
Sorry to pressure you into trivia.
It's all right. I definitely didn't know these, and I'm not looking up IMDb. Definitely not. This movie was the most advanced film of its time for using every trick in the book, according to Robert Zemeckis. It was in late 1980s when the concept of CGI was starting. However, in the film, very few CGI effects were actually needed.
Yeah.
I know the shark was a big deal.
Still looks fake.
Yeah.
It's true. But that's it. We'll officially be done with the corner.
This trivia corner.
Huh, that's neat.
Good stuff.
All right.
All right.
We got any final thoughts before we get to ratings here, guys?
I have a final thought. Just stop at the first movie.
A little too late now.
If you ever sit down and
36
decide
years
I'm
late.
going to watch the Back in the Future, Back in the Future, Back to the Future trivia, Back to the
Yep,
to the
we're gonna watch
Future
Back
trilogy.
to the Future in the future.
My name's Russell and I don't sleep.
How many
watch
monsters
the
have you had
first movie.
today? Just half of one?
I think I finished it. Yeah, I finished it.
One.
One.
You're used to operating on 3. That's the problem.
That's so much monster.
Yeah, I know. It's obnoxious. I'm
Yeah.
surprised he's not dead.
Please don't die, Russell.
But yeah, stop at 1. I agree.
Yeah, one monster.
Yeah.
Also stop at Back to the Future one. Don't watch. Well, I can't say don't watch trilogy because like the third one, I'm worried the third one's not gonna make up for it.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
I'm kind of scared. I was like super hopeful after the first one. Now I'm scared.
Yeah. That's my final thought.
I agree. It's totally like the Matrix for me, because like we felt the same way, right? Because like we hadn't seen those in a long time. Not as long for me as this has been, but like we watched the first one and we're like, yeah, this is a good movie. And then we watched the second one and we're like, nah, bruh.
I simultaneously like that we talk about a movie every week, and dislike that we record about it, because I don't remember how I felt about 2 and 3.
All right. Well, I'm just going to stop bringing up the past now, because apparently it's changed. And we're going to do ratings. I'm going to give this... I'm going to give it a 6.5.
That's what I was gonna give it.
Because I don't know. It's just... The two lead actors just phoned the whole fucking movie in. And like... The rest of the movie is okay. Some of the supporting cast phoned it in too, like
Leah Thompson.
Leah Thompson. Oh, god damn it. She like fucking she just shit the bed in the whole fucking movie. So and so did Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd. So like there was one of the most iconic lines in pop culture history is in the first movie, and he had a chance to do it again in this movie, and he just like fucks it up. And he's the guy that said it the first time. We're just like, fuck. 6.5.
Which line?
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Oh, okay.
Like he Russell.
I'm going to take off that 0.5 that I was going to give it for Elijah Wood's first appearance in a film, because I want to rate it lower than you. 6. Yeah, good hearty 6. Which is one of my lower ratings for movies, because I really didn't even enjoy it. Like, I didn't have fun. The first movie is fun, heartfelt. I was emotional. Like I fucking felt things.
Yeah.
And so the other thing with this movie is like they're chasing the almanac. Like once the almanac is put into play,
then it's MacGuffin. It's
the MacGuffin, and they're chasing the almanac the rest of the movie. And I think that's the big difference between why the first movie had so much feeling, because he's not really chasing a thing, and he's trying to fix a thing that he inadvertently fucks up by being in the past. So because at the beginning of the first one, he's just trying to get away, and he ends up in the past, and he ends up fucking up his parents and getting married, and then he might not exist, and there's drama and turmoil, and then he like gets to see his parents when they were, which is something like everyone has thought about at some point, right? Like, who were my parents when they were around my age?
Yeah.
At the point in time when you
because you only know
you
only know your parents as parents.
Yeah.
Right? And like we all know people that have had kids and completely changes them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? So like, what were your parents like before that? You'll never know.
Yeah.
Unless you get a fucking DeLorean.
Yeah, so like the first movie is just, and maybe that's part of the problem. The first movie is so fucking good, and they wanted to make more money.
Right, could never live up to it.
Yeah, and they weren't going to live up to it. So he's like doing a thing and trying to help, and like, he meets his dad and sees how his dad was, and like wants to be proud of his dad, but is finding it very difficult to be proud of his dad. As he's getting to know him in his younger years. And then the end of the movie pays off. The end of this movie doesn't pay off. It's the end is cool because it does a thing that I like, where Doc's in the past and he's like has to figure out how to interact with Marty in the future. But once again, we're convoluting their idea of time travel because
Yeah,
like
because if
now
he goes
Marty
back-
has to go back.
Right.
Does it change the? This is why my favorite iteration of time travel is if a thing happened, it always happened.
Right.
Which is not the Back to the Future time travel at all.
Right.
It's all about changing stuff, and it just gets convoluted, and it's hard to write. So, yeah, them chasing the almanac the whole time drives me fucking nuts, and that's the primary bullet point of the movie, and I don't like it.
You're right.
That's my rating.
6.
6.
Okay. Dave.
Just a quick aside here, Russell. I know you didn't have as much fun in this movie. If you watched it with me, you probably had more fun.
I probably would have had more fun.
I'm a fun movie watching.
We
guy.
could have talked about interesting stuff all the way through it, and I would have been mentally stimulated as opposed to watching this drivel.
Oh, well, I didn't mean it like that. I was just saying that I'm a fun guy. We should hang out more. But all right.
I gave it a 6 because it got made.
They finished a movie. It was
Congratulations.
released. They made money. 6.
Well, I'm going to give it a 7.5.
Okay.
I didn't hate it as nearly as much as you guys, but I enjoyed it. I remember as a kid loving it. It was my favorite one. But like as I mentioned earlier, the first one's way better now. As an adult,
Yeah.
way better now. I still liked it though. I agree it wasn't as fun as it as the first one, but I still enjoyed it. I like all when they go to the future parts. I like all that stuff. It's like ridiculous and zany. I like that 80s retro 80s diner they go to.
Yeah.
That was
fucking cool. Who was the Arab or whatever that was opposite Reagan? Does anybody remember who that's supposed to be?
I assumed it was supposed to be Osama. He was a prominent figure for a long time.
Not in the 80s.
The movie was made in when? 90?
No.
89?
89?
Came out in 89.
The first time they caught Osama was in 92, and he was on U.S. soil, and they had been chasing him for a while.
No, that was somebody else.
I mean, it might have been, but I don't know.
I don't remember who it was
That's what I thought
supposed to be.
But yeah, like that whole scene's pretty cool. Like,
Yeah.
I used my hands was a baby's toy. That was pretty cool.
that was pretty funny.
7.5.
We're
Okay.
almost there. Where controllers are obsolete.
Oh, I was like, what? Almost to what? Nathan, what you got for me?
Well, I was looking at that thing. I was wondering if it was over the Contra affair. Like, was there a guy there from that? I don't know.
Oh, that might have made sense.
Okay. 1 was better than 2. Had I been here to rate 1, I would have been like, I fucking love 1. I wasn't, so 2. Yeah, there's some plot holes there with the time travel thing, and apparently they took out some important scenes. There wasn't enough Elizabeth Shue. But that's most movies, even if Elizabeth Shue's the main character.
Fair.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I still like this movie. Like, because it leads up to my favorite part of all these movies is the third one. I love the third movie a lot. And I don't want to sit here and watch Shane and Russell destroy it. Just because they love destroying things I love.
It's all just revenge.
I shit on Blade Runner.
That's not.
That's fine. It's fine, guys. It's like not a big deal. Like, there was some good parts about 2. There were some bad parts about 2, like the plot holes and stuff, like I said. But I will say this, okay? This is where the hoverboard came from.
Yeah.
Okay? That's where the automatic lace-up Nikes came from. All right? That eventually got released. The hoverboard eventually came out. Not exactly the same by any means, but nonetheless. And we've had the chance to live through the time period that this movie, got to, and we eclipsed it. There was a lot of draw up on this movie, and we got to see Christopher Lloyd and Michael J. Fox kind of reunite and like commercials and on TV. And I don't know. That was a lot of fun. All that stuff and the nostalgia of everything. And I mean, it's still one of those cult classic movies that you enjoy.
Yeah. We just should have left it in 1989. We should have just been like,
as most 80s movies.
I loved this movie when I was a kid and should have just left it that way.
Yeah. I'm sure if we go back and watch other movies, we'd feel the same way. Oh, wait, we have.
Yeah, I know.
So.
Yeah, but I mean, this one, like, we all loved it when we were kids.
Yeah. So, like I said, I can understand being, like, upset about certain things, but, I watch movies with my heart.
Me too, buddy.
Okay.
So, I love this movie. I don't rate this movie. It's good.
Okay. That's fine. I respect your opinion on this, not on Blade Runner, but on this.
It's okay. One day I'll go back and watch Blade Runner on my deathbed.
You'd be like, wait until the fucking thing starts going, ee, and then you can turn it on.
I'm hoping I like really enjoy it and I watch the whole thing and then Russell looks over as I slowly like fade from life and I'll be like, it was, and then the
You'll never know.
He'll never fucking know.
Oh, fuck. Wow.
Although 2099 was garbage comparatively.
2099.
2049.
Whatever.
Oh, 2049?
Yeah.
I love 2049 too.
Anyway, I think that's going to do it for this episode of DQP Does, guys, where we went over Back to the Future Part 2. Next week, we are doing Back to the Future Part 3. And then after that, we're doing The Tomorrow War.
The Tomorrow War. Amazon Prime original.
So that's going to have been out for a little while. You'll have time to watch it.
Digest it before, assumably, we destroy it.
Yep.
I just hope Chris Pratt didn't destroy his career with this movie.
I don't know. We'll see. Depends. But thanks for listening. We'll catch you on the flip side.
Bye.
The time traveling is just too dangerous. Better that I devote myself to study the other great mystery of the universe. Women.
You piece of shit.
This has been a production of the Drafty Quarters Podcast Network.